When you're in year 6, you're starting to go through some changes. And some of those can be fantastic, exciting changes, and some of them can be quite worrying. And it's important to try and develop, if you can, some good habits. And this poem is about an animal that developed some rather unfortunate habits. And it's called The Fattest Cat I Ever Saw. This is the cat. I'm going to just blow it up a bit. The fattest cat I ever saw lived at number 6, next door. He lay around on sofas and floors with chubby whiskers and chubby claws. I said to the owner, "Your cat's overweight. There's too much food on that moggie's plate." The owner, Mr. Smith, replied, "Why are you making such a fuss? There's nought wrong with our puss." "Mind your own business," he went on. "My Jake, fat? I'm sorry, you're wrong." I replied, "That cat's a beast. Have you seen its paws? It can't even fit through your patio doors." A few days later, the owner called. He asked for help. I was appalled. "Please," he begged, "I'm going away. Will you take care of our cat? I'll pay." I agreed to Mr. Smith's appeal. He told me about his cat's favourite meal. Chocolate bars for our Jake with fish and chips and gravy and cake. "Watch the budgie," Mr. Smith said. Beautiful colours, golden red. I thought I saw the budgie frown as the cat beneath it paced up and down. I went around to my neighbour's place and watched that moggy stuff his face. Jake looked at me and meowed for more. "No," I said, taking his bowl from the floor. "You've had enough. It's time for a diet." The cat went mental. It started to riot. It scratched my arms and scratched my face, ran up the curtains and all over the place. I watched in amazement. I was impressed. "Crumbs," I said, "you're fast when you're stressed." That was when the munching started. The cat ate the budgie and afterwards farted. "Not the budgie," I said, despairing. Jake spat up feathers and appeared to be raring to eat more things. He opened the fridge to look inside. My chicken sandwich had nowhere to hide. "Oi," I said, "you can't have that." But the cat didn't care, and that was that. He ate the table, then the chairs, the wooden fruit bowl, 4 apples, 3 pears. He ran upstairs to scoff the bath, burping bubbles with a feline laugh. As if that wasn't enough, he wanted even more food stuff. So he started on the living room wall. "Stop!" I cried. "You'll kill us all!" I ran from the house as the cat, fully loaded, bit into bricks and then exploded. Fur and guts and whiskers and brains spattered everywhere like drops of rain. That cat ate more than he could take. Eating the wall was his final mistake. The whole house collapsed due to one cat's greed. I won't labour the moral, there's no need, but feed your cat a little bit less, or you may end up homeless. Meow. This is a short extract of my version of George and the Dragon. When I tell this in schools, I get the kids involved, and we have bits of props and things like that to get them involved in the story. There was once a king. A good king, a noble king, a kind and wise king, and he ruled over his land with great wisdom. All the people thought the king was fantastic. At winter time, if anybody didn't have enough food, he would make sure that he personally took stocks from his castle and gave it to the hungry family. And every year he would hold a big party to celebrate with the whole kingdom. But one year a shadow was cast over the kingdom. From the mountains came a nasty, vicious, evil dragon that flew down to the kingdom and began to look for food. And the dragon would hover over the buildings and the villages and look for a morsel to eat. And suddenly it would swoop down and attack. It developed a taste for young girls and began to eat all the young girls of the kingdom until there was only one left, the king's own daughter, his beautiful princess. And one day the dragon hovered at the window of the king's castle and said, "Your Majesty, you will send me your daughter, or I will destroy the kingdom." That night the king hardly slept. He tossed and turned and turned and tossed, and he did not know what he would do. When he awoke in the morning, he realized it was time for a change.